Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We are here again for another Memoir Minute where you can learn about memoir 1 minute at a time. Today, I want to just talk really quickly about how our memory is fallible and why is that important when it comes to writing memoir. Well, first of all, the origin of the word, right? Memoir comes from the French word uh, memoir and Latin memoria, which both mean memory and remembrance. But the thing is that we know that our memory is faulty. We know that our memory is inaccurate a lot of the time. We know that when we're writing about something that happened 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, the chances of getting that down specifically and accurately and completely true to fact and verifiable detail is very slim, right? So, how do we trust our memory? How do we rely on our memory? How do we write something that is going to be genuine and authentic, knowing that our memory is going to be full of errors and mistakes, right? Well, so the first thing is that we have to all recognize that we each have a different experience and truth of something that happens, because what I think has happened or how I interpret it or feel it is different than the other person who might have been in that same experience or event, right? So truth and being in accordance to the reality of a situation is already problematic, right? Because we're each bringing our own lens and filtration system to an experience, right? So there's that piece. Memoir, the genre of writing about your personal experience in life, is about doing as much as you can to be honest and truthful about the essence of the experience, what you learned or gained from the experience, how you remember it feeling in the moment. Now, sometimes that's just a blatant recreation, and we could spend a different memoir minute talking about. Other times, it's looking for places where you could verify the details. Maybe you kept a journal. Maybe you have photos from that event. Maybe if it's something that happened that ended up in the newspaper or on a website or in a blog post, you can go back and you can recreate those details with the information that's available to you in other sources. You can talk to friends and family who still exist, who are still alive and well and willing to talk to you about their perspectives or what they remember to try to verify the things that you recall. So there are lots of different ways to kind of enter in to crafting your memoir, even if you know that your memory might have some things backwards or have complicated them or you've forgotten certain things. The other thing, too, is as the narrator of your own story, is to basically say things like, I don't quite recall, but I think, or other phrases like, it's hard to remember, but what I do remember is, and then pick the one detail that you do recall, even if you can't recall a lot of the details around it. So there's different conventions and devices and ways that we can go about telling our own personal stories, even if we know that our memory is not going to be 100% serving to us as we're writing. So a little bit longer memoir minute, but I wanted to give you some juice today to back up this topic of memory is fallible. Of course, I'm still offering the 20-minute story stroll, one-to-one conversation where we can talk about the book that you want to write. I'd be happy to hear your story. So just DM me so we can talk. I'll be back at you next week with another memoir minute.